So for today's video, I'm going to be using Unkilled as my background gameplay. Why have I announced this? Because Unkilled is a mobile game and I'm definitely interested in diversifying my gaming platforms. Also, I'd like you guys to guess how many hackers I faced in these 1v1s. And whoever gets the right answer wins either a holiday for two to the south of France with £1,000 of money for all your shopping needs. You will also be staying at a luxury resort with the finest dining and entertainment facilities around. Or you'll get a half-assed picture of something I did in my spare time. I mean, don't tell me I don't give you guys opportunities to win stuff, alright? So as we all know, in the Shadowgun Deadzone community, things have been dying down a lot since the start of 2017. The World Cup didn't start as planned, which was originally meant to start back in January, and we ended up having to restart everything pretty much from scratch within a month. It was totally insane, but we managed to do it. So of course it's continuing now, and I'm trying to make more content since my time is so limited. However, there is something I have been noticing a lot lately. And no, it's not the consistent post of Stinky Donk in the All Servers group, or Hail the Admins group, or whatever they're calling it now. The name changes have been ridiculous. It hasn't been something with the gameplay itself, like a glitch or a bug. It's really been about the players who've sort of graced the game with their presence. No matter how big or how little their contribution has been, I think we're starting to realise that people are dropping out the game. Now, don't get me wrong, I know this has always been a recurring issue, of course, because people come and go. However, it has been happening a lot more lately, and the question is why? Real life? Probably. I mean, let's face it, it's been over 4 years since the game was released, and a lot has happened in that time. Shadowgun Deadzone has changed from what we old-timers remember. I remember being the guy who enjoyed Dead Trigger so much, and one day stumbled across one Shadowgun Deadzone in Google Play. It only at the time had like 1,000+ downloads, but it was free, whilst of course the original Shadowgun game was not, so I thought, why the hell not download it? And so what followed was something which will always stay with me. I met new people and I made new friends in this game, and of course we experienced some classic gamer rage along the way with some awesome moments. And this game has always stuck with me as others wore off over time. Tribes Ascend, again, I'm sorry, but your community was just totally dead. I guess the community has made it possible on Shadowgun Deadzone, and of course, as much as Shadowgun Deadzone has transformed from a mobile multiplayer into a multi-platform and now boasts some great matchmaking, this wasn't always the case. I mean, let's face it, people, the change has been incredibly slow in this game. In many ways, it is still that same game we picked up on our devices back in 2012 and 2013. The overall arsenal of weapons generally remains the same. Of course, they nerfed the OSOG. That was pretty much the only major change they made. The equipment hasn't changed that much, and the maps have barely changed at all. On the equipment side, they have limited the health and ammo kits, but that's pretty much it, I think. Maps, of course, well, Jesus, they didn't change them for years. I mean, the only big change we had a couple of years ago, I think it was, when they suddenly reinvented C on Invasion, so that the campers would have a haven of their own on the bridge. And the only big change was towards the end of last year when they put in 2 new maps, one on Deathmatch, one on Zone Control, and that was it. There was no really other major change in the game. Now, you're probably watching this right now and you're wondering, you know, why are we still on Deadzone? You've never played Deadzone yourself. Of course, I'll say community is one thing. The community on Deadzone is a lot friendlier than games like CSGO. I mean, we've had our own few dark patches here and there, but we're generally really nice people, really approachable, and we just have a good time. Another reason is that the game is so damn easy to run. I mean, for mobile players, once you have mastered the controls, you're not really going to have a problem. You can play for God knows how many hours, even if your tablet's getting hot, and the game is pretty much easy to run. Pretty much. For PC and Mac players, of course, we used to download the game from Madfinger sites, and it used to run with ease on our systems. Of course, that ceased to exist, and it just continued on Facebook, but still, that is a hell of an achievement for a game like this, because it could generally run on anything we could put it on. Now, with all that being said, this is also possibly another reason why people are moving on. How many of you have upgraded your devices and your PCs in the past few years? I'm sure we all have had a new phone, tablet or PC, which could give us one hell of a boost in our gaming ambitions. I had a new gaming rig last year, and suddenly the doors were blown wide open for me. I was getting lost in Skyrim, I was fighting Paradise on Far Cry 3, and I'm also giving CSGO a pretty good bash right now. On the tablet, I've been moving on to Dead Trigger 2, and I'm also, as you can see, playing Unkilled. I'm also playing Pairs Manager pretty devoutly as well, and I hope to continue my mobile gaming when Shadowgun Legends is released. And suddenly, amongst all of this, Shadowgun Deadzone has become obsolete. It's still the game that we had with the same old maps, the same old guns, and the same strange hit reg that has plagued us since the start. And yet, we always came back for a few games, didn't we? True. I mean, I could name several players, but I will spare them from embarrassment, though I've got to admit your speeches about leaving the game were pretty much a good laugh, especially when you came back a couple of weeks later. Yet now it does really feel that time has gotten the better of this game. Yet now it does feel that time has gotten the better of this game. We all know what we're coming back to one way or another, and it doesn't take that long before we're off again looking for another game. Of course, let's not forget about the hackers. Oh boy, those people made life hell for us. I mean, we've had some open mysteries about supposed hackers in this game that were never answered. I'm pretty sure we can all think of a name, but I'm not going to say that name. It was pretty much a conspiracy theory late last year, and people kind of felt uneasy about it all. However, thankfully that has changed, thanks to the latest patch. But the only problem is, it is way too late in the day. Way too late. I mean, this has been going on now since, well, pretty much when it was introduced to PC, which still didn't have a proper anti-cheat engine in place when the first game came onto PC and Mac. And afterwards, the problem didn't really disappear, did it? I can't remember the exact date, but I think it was back in 2014 when this game found itself DDoSed by one guy. What's worse was the fact that the game was technically taken hostage in that time. It was actually insane. Patches were released, but soon overcome, like God Sagar. He continued to encourage hacking. But right now, at this present moment in time, the game is a dream to play. There are no hackers, and there is no whiff of unfair gameplay going on. Yet again, if only this happened earlier. If only it happened earlier, then I wouldn't be having to record this, but there we go. Anyway guys, there's probably a lot more to talk about, but right now I am going to do something else for the time being. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, subscribe, and I don't know. If you're looking forward to your vacation in France, well, don't get your hopes up, kids.